podcast is powered by Audio House Dublin.
Episode 24, the Sold Out podcast with Marcus Woods.
How's it going?
All good, man. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me down.
Just EP, or the album demo, just dropped. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about that before we get into anything too crazy?
Yeah, so like I kind of consider it like my debut release. I've had music out before, but I feel this is like the first sort of body of work that I'm like, yeah, proud of this. Not just proud that I've made, but kind of more to share and get out, and you know. Yeah. It's sort of just bringing my sound to a new direction. Like before, I was making a lot of lo-fi, a lot of dusty boom bap beats. Yeah. I was working heavily with Finch, as I still do. Like, but I feel with this one, it's kind of taken a complete 180, and I'm proud of it. You know what I mean? I'm happy with what I've done.
Dope, man.
Thank you.
I saw, I think it was either on your Twitter or somewhere. I saw like you were working on this for like 12 months, like 12 months. So kind of, what kind of was like inspiring the album? Was there anything in particular that kind of, like 9 months ago, did you start with the same idea that you ended up with almost?
I mean, no, not at all. Well, loosely, like sort of trap music, obviously, you know, I like that, as a lot of people would, but I started to get into kind of more ambient music. A lot of William Basinski, C418, like Minecraft music. Like, I just thought, like, hang on, why don't I just fuse this, like the ambient soundscapes, and add the trap drums and do whatever in between, and I guess that's what happened. I started working on it kind of like October, November, while I was making the lo-fi, and then I was making it, I was like, alright, this is kind of cool. And then it was only until I put out Nostalgia EP in March, and I kind of realised, like, I don't know if I want to keep doing lo-fi. Like, I have these tracks, and I'm like, I could keep, you know, progressing. I've had like dozens and dozens of projects and tracks from the start of October, like last year, but I feel like March was sort of when like it clicked, and it was, you know, the sound was coming there, and 12 tracks just got produced within 9 months. No, it's super dope, man. And obviously that probably would have taken up a lot of time and stuff. Like you're saying you're still in school and everything, so it's insane that you kind of, you know, you're so young and you've already progressed so far. Like it's really impressive. And I guess I was going to ask kind of where you got your start. Like was there a moment that you remember kind of first downloading, like, I don't know what you use, like Ableton or whatever? It was like the kind of this time 2 years ago, and I actually used to sing. I used to be in a band. Dope. It was pretty bad, like, but I mean, like
academy type boys, like Battle of the Bands, or
sort of. We did the Irish Youth Music Awards, we started the band there. But I don't know if you know Mathman.
Okay,
he's from Clonlough as well. So he came in for a chat with us, and I'd only downloaded FL 2 or 3 days ago, and I was making beats, but these were like, I don't even want to get into it, like, but he came and he was like, my name's Adam, aka Mathman, you know, I have work with this guy called Mango. We've just put out this single, What You Saying, it's gone to #1. And I'm looking at him like, oh my god, there's another music producer in Clonlough, and I was like, oh my god. And the whole night I was firing questions at him, like, he's probably like, will this kid just shut up? But I showed him my tracks at the end, and he was pretty impressed. And then he was like, you must be producing for like 6-7 months. I was like, weekend. And he was like, oh. So he kind of just mentored me, and then he's been showing me the ropes, kind of, even still today, you know what I mean? Like, it may not, like, he makes a lot of grime, I make weird stuff. So it is polar opposite, but at the same time, he mentor me, help me out, you know what I mean? But it was kind of him just like kind of giving me the confidence, like, like, you know, need to do this, need to do that. And I mean, just kind of picking it up from there. That's
definitely, I think more and more people are seeing, even just artists in general, popping up out of Ireland at the moment. Like there's so many, like just even since starting this podcast out, it's really made me like get into the Irish scene. And like every time I find out, say about you, even like it's only from listening to your EP and everything, and kind of looking and researching you, that I realise you've worked with Finch, you've worked with Invader Slim, you've worked with all these people, you know. And then the network just keeps growing, and you realise how everybody's connected and everything. It's super interesting.
It's pretty cool. I feel like we're all kind of like mates in this, you know what I mean? We may not have like the same sound, you know what I mean? Like comparing my stuff to Finch's stuff to, I don't know, Waste Fellow stuff, the Kojak stuff. It is all different, but we are all Irish music, you know what I mean? We're all looking out for each other. You see on Twitter, we're all retweeting each other's stuff. We're always sharing each other's music. And it's great to have that, you know what I mean? Like, there shouldn't be, there aren't really any beefs, you know what I mean? It's everyone just looking out for each other and helping each other grow. And man, I feel that's what we need, you know what I mean? Not just in hip-hop, but in Irish music in general. It's incredible to see, honest to God.
And so, I suppose like you have a big interest in hip-hop, like making the beats and everything, and kind of what, I suppose, are you kind of fragmented then between the electronic music as well? Like do you just listen to to both equally, or is there anyone that kind of wins out, or like?
I mean, from my solo stuff, I kind of get more avant-garde and weird with it because like I feel it might be a bit tough for a rapper or an artist to hop on that, but I feel with myself, my own music, I can just do whatever I want, and I'm the only one that can say, okay, I like this. With working with artists, I've sent beats to like Invader Slim, Seventh Obi, Max Anger, he's part of Tebby Rex, Staffy, loads of other people, but it will kind of more be like less hectic ambient trap compared to some of the tracks on demo and some of the other cuts and upcoming releases. But it is kind of a mix between the two. Like one day I'll go in and I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna make some weird stuff and I'll make my kind of stuff, and then the next day I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna make a beat for I don't know, whoever. Yeah, maybe even depending on what you're listening to. Like if you're listening to like Bare Migos or something that week or something, whatever. Like, what are kind of like your main influences? Would you say? That's actually pretty tough because it changes kind of all the time. James Blake was a huge influence for demo. I saw you tweeting him actually. I remember I went to see Kendrick and I had loved James Blake, and I was, I'd say, a tiny bit more excited for James Blake. I love Kendrick, but at James Blake I was like, man, it was a weird mashup, but it worked so well. Like I was at the front and I was just waiting. I was like, he's got to come out. That's standing. Oh man, I was there. Like I was right in front of him. Moshing for like Retrograde and like. His live performance honestly was incredible. I'd say the best live performance I've ever seen. Yeah, he's dope. But the music he's making, you know what I mean? He will have that kind of ambient, like weird stuff, but there is trap influences in it, you know what I mean? He's a huge influence to me. Even Doc McKinney with his old stuff with The Weeknd and Trilogy, I sort of felt like that sort of dark vibe. It kind of inspired like the start of my music. I was making those typical, you know, dark, moody trap beats. And then I guess that's sort of how it progressed to the ambient stuff. But I guess my influences do change like a lot of the time. But James Blake was definitely, like, he is definitely a huge one for me right now. Yeah, no, he's super dope. Even Francis and the Lights as well. He's kind of working a lot with Kanye and stuff. Kind of similar vibe. Like, it's interesting when you get those collabs though as well. Like even the, you know, like when there's like a Skrillex or a Vic Mensa, or like there's like loads of different ones. Always really interesting. But I suppose kind of like you just played the District Magazine launch, and like again, like talking about some of the collaboration in the Irish scene, like even they came on this podcast, like, you know, like they're dead sound lads. Like how's the launch like? It was pretty good. It was the day of like demo coming out, exactly, and it was the first time I've kind of played like a demo set. I'll put it, because usually I play bangers or I just play a bit of lo-fi, but it was the first night coming in and being like, right, I'm gonna play really weird music. And I kind of got on and I was really nervous. I was like, and I'm never really am there, not even the pretentious way. I'm not really nervous. Like I'll go on and play 1-2 tracks, I'm fine. But coming on to this, I was like, oh my god, what if they just like walk away? And like, it went incredible though. Like absolutely incredible. I was like just stunned. I was absolutely raging. I couldn't go though. Oh man, it was. And did you stick around for kind of all the other stuff? Like what? I caught up with Big Pig actually. I was talking to her and she was dead sound. She's bang on. That's unreal. Yeah. And then I stuck around for the night. It was pretty good. Yeah, that's unreal, man. And you were talking about Anomaly as well. How was that? Oh my god. Because that looked like a madness. Like Anomaly was probably the best show I've like ever played at. Like the crowds looked, honest to god, like the guys are all dead sound. The guys are all like incredible mates to me. Like I said, we'll always be retweeting each other's tracks. We'll always be supporting each other. So they wanted to have me down for a while and I couldn't because of like holidays and I was just busy and stuff. But then in August I was like, no, I've got to go down. So I was meant to actually support Slum Village with Finch, and I was like, nah, I'm going to Anomaly, like, and it was so worth it, like. Yeah, no, I still have people hit me up even just from the Nonsense episode and everything. Like they seem like such a loyal fan base. Oh, 100%. You know what I mean? Like, they're like 200, 300 people like in there. Like they put me down as special guest, and then I kind of came out, and then people were like, oh, it's Marcus Woods, and I was worried. I was like, no one's gonna know me down in Waterford. You know, I'm purely based in Dublin. And I was originally going to play demo. And then at the last minute, I was like, nah, play bangers. And it worked because it was just, there's girls getting on top of speakers, guys like moshing. And it was just like, wow. I kind of stood there for a minute and I was like, what the hell? I was like, this time 2 years ago, I wouldn't been thinking I'd be standing here in front of like 200, 300 people going wild. And I was just kind of like, in Waterford. Exactly, like it's not even in Dublin. It was my first gig outside of Dublin, and I was really worried. I was like, what if everyone kind of just goes there for a smoke, you know what I mean? But nah, it was incredible, honestly. Yeah, no, that is unreal.
it's good to see that the scene is even outside of just Dublin, you know. Like
100%, yeah.
Because like it's easy to kind of maybe have a show in like the Grand Social or Sugar Club or wherever.
Yeah.
Like, but it's interesting when it's further afield. Like
oh no, 100%. Like
they've done, like you said, that was the fourth one, you know. Like and there's fifth, I think, this Saturday.
This Saturday, yeah.
It'll be like 2 weeks ago by the time this comes out. But then I suppose like the main event really, like you have an upcoming gig there in the Soundhouse. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's basically the launch for a demo. So it's myself, Max Sanga, again Staffy from Tabby Rex, Pay Fox and Arbu. So it's on 11 till 3. It's just gonna be a good night. Yeah. Exactly, I'd say just get down as early as possible for
bit of crack, like,
oh no, 100%. It'll be, and it's especially because it's such an intimate venue. Like you've seen guys like Y-Axis play there, and it looks pretty dope. And it's free in, like, you know what I mean. So, I mean,
you might as well. And when you play, you're talking about like playing bangers or playing this. Are you doing like traditional DJing as well, or are you talking about your own tracks?
Well, yeah, like if I'm playing bangers, I'll just pretty much play what's in. I play a lot of Irish music at the same time, just anything to get the crowd hyped up. And then for my own stuff, it would be I'd say about 75-80% of my stuff, whether that be kind of the demo releases or the unreleased stuff, and then I'd throw in a few tracks, so like a bit of Blank Banshee, a bit of James Blake, a bit of just stuff that would sort of resonate with the sound I'm making. So it is two polar opposite sets, but it allows me to tap into two different audiences. So like. It's pretty handy to have,
Yeah, no, that is really dope. And I suppose like we'll get into a little bit of obviously kind of being with District. You work a lot with Finch. And kind of how that relationship kind of started.
Pretty much just from District Recordings kind of taking me on. I remember it was Leo Miyagi, New Sense, and Mythical Grim starting, and then Finch got added on. And then I was always close with Eric from like day one. So Eric one day was like, you know, join us, and I was like, yeah, oh my god, it's so cool. So I kind of got on, and then all the guys introduced me to them, and then Eric was like, yeah, so this is Marcus, he's going to be available to DJ for all these, and I did a gig with Finch.
Was that one of their things as well, or
it was not? It was one of his. It was the Underground. It was with Fifth Element Double Screen, and I guess from there on out, like we've just sort of clicked. Like he's an amazing guy. Like he's sounding out, like, and it was just
he came on here, showed can of tube in the hand, chatting about LinkedIn at the start of it. Like I was like, what? No, he's gas.
No, he's bang on. Honest to God,
No, I'm raging. I missed that episode. That's the one episode I wasn't on because Jamie knows him. Like one of the other guys here knows him well. And so he just kind of like came in, did that episode. But I was raging. I missed him because he actually did seem like such a laugh. Like he was talking about Drimna and all sorts. Like it was mental. Like
it's just Drimna's human sacrifice is what he's.
No, he was chatting like telling mad stories. And I guess just for like the listeners, like on the video version, like the cameras cut off, and he told this whole story about growing up in Drimna like after the cameras like cut off. So we have that on the iTunes version only. Like so, if you listen to like the last like 10 minutes, it's just mad stuff. Like because that kind of tuber I guess like kind of kicked in or whatever. But it wasn't as bad. We had this fella Mark on, and he came through like a neck of Jack Daniels, and we were doing this thing right. Called the Kanye Madness Bracket. So like 16 songs on both sides.
I think I remember seeing,
and going all the way, and like that bottle though was getting less and less as we kind of closed in, and like by the last bit,
maybe not an accurate bracket. I don't know. Maybe it's
it's mental. Like we ended up I think with Through the Wire and People in Paris. I couldn't say that the whole way. It kept going. I was like, I want to kill this song just because it's getting awkward now, you know. Would you listen to Kanye at all?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Kanye, but now it's kind of like... Listen, I honestly can say I'm not like in at the minute with what's going on with him. All I know is he's got the MAGA hat and he's like, I'm a superhero, man. And like, I always want to separate the art from the artist. I want to he's an amazing artist. He's an amazing discography. But it's got to a point now where like... is he losing the plot? No, he kind of has, but is he kind of going... that bit too far. I think I was more annoyed at the fact that he didn't drop Yandy rather than the stuff he's been saying. Because like I do respect anyone's opinion. Like doesn't mean I have to agree, but like he is saying what he wants to say. If he supports Trump, that's cool. Like I don't really care. I'm not into any of that. Like, but he is kind of acting.
It's funny like because even we had like Niall and I on. I was saying that just like Kanye at the moment, like separating the art from the artist and everything. It's funny with him though because he's one of them. He's so big that people aren't gonna turn off on him as quickly as maybe they did for like you know, other people that
like even like Amira Brockhampton, we've seen like everyone's just sort of yeah
exactly. But I'm like, I can't imagine a world where we actually turn away.
No, I don't think it'll ever happen. Like, his fan base are too loyal.
It's mental.
Like, I wouldn't say I'm like a diehard Kanye fan. I'm a big Kanye fan, but I wouldn't like, you know, I wouldn't die for this guy. But he has got a loyal fan base, and I think regardless of what he says, like, people are still gonna buy his music, man.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? And that was one of the things I think we closed with 909. We were like, the one thing you can't get away with though is if Yandy is like, you know, it's like,
it's got to be. You know, it's got to be good.
Like if the music's good, you can get away with just about anything. Like,
but if the music is bad and his opinions are pretty controversial, then
exactly,
I don't know.
Like, but I like as well. I was gonna ask some of your videos as well, and this is a really random topic. But like the kind of whole like, not like aesthetic. I'm trying to think of the word to say. But you know what I mean. And I think Finch worked on some of your video, didn't he?
This was the Opaque video. Yeah.
And someone else though.
Arbu.
Yeah. Do you want to go into a bit about that? Some of the videos and stuff, or was it more of a like a by the moment thing?
I was on YouTube. I seen this thing and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Really? Yeah.
I'm just gonna put a video over. Yeah. I kind of like the aesthetic though of like all that weird digital stuff and sort of the negative stuff and all that, and like I don't know, it just looks sort of cool. And I was like, 100%. Adam, I was like, can you like make just a video? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. And then I was like, the Finch, I was like, can you just, you know, scratch up with that? And then not really too deep, you know what I mean? Just it looked cool. The song kind of fit, and I was like, oh, I'll just, you know.
No, it's just because in college at the moment we're listening to a lot of that sort of music for like me and my mates for just like when you're kind of drawing or if I'm doing like graphic design. So like we'll have that sort of stuff on the background and all those. You know those videos that like the 1 hour of lo-fi hip hop or whatever, and they'll have like the old
girl
school
Disney, like writing it,
exactly that sort of stuff, and that's what it just reminded me of, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like it's so good for just kind of working and stuff. Like it keeps you like in a flow, you know, like of when you're just kind of working on something or whatever. But I guess as well, like where did you kind of learn everything with FL Studio? Was it just purely going in and trying stuff?
Mathman would have helped me with more sort of the more difficult stuff, you know, where I'd be EQing or like, you know, song structure. The rest of it's from YouTube videos, man. Like you go online and you look right now and how to make, you know, like, kick drum or how to make a simple drum pattern. Like I can guarantee you, you can pick anyone off the street and give them a laptop and give them, I don't know, a few years. Give them YouTube videos. They can make that for free. You know what I mean? It's incredible. Like, even now, like every once in a while, I'll look and I'll be like, oh, how to, you know, make this kind of synth or how to it helps everyone, you know what I mean? But there's also like music college as well.
Are you thinking about kind of going anywhere like BAM or?
Honestly, no. I don't want to sound pretentious. Like I feel like I have the capability to be a producer, but as well as that, like I don't know, it's just I kind of prefer working with that, like, you know, just on my own with the music. Like, I'm just looking at YouTube videos rather than a one-on-one. But then again, that could be different for somebody else. Somebody could be a producer. You know, I know Whisper. He works with like Tommy G and Rogan. He's in Cavan right now doing music, and he's been in the same position as me. And he's obviously, you know, he's doing that, but that'll help him. I just feel for me, I feel like I'm okay working on my own. But,
it's always really interesting. Different people like doing their creative, whatever it is. Like even me with graphic design, like I kind of went the college route, but it is interesting where like you could put those 9 to 5 hours in yourself, and you can kind of go like even like you're playing a district, like you're basically getting booked for gigs already, you know what I mean? So it's like, why do you need to go to?
Well, not even that. Like, you can always pick up something new, and it is different for everyone else. But I just feel for me, like, I don't even know what I want to do, man. Like, it's kind of that as well.
But like, if you have like discipline, like you obviously have like even, but like between balancing all your time, like I'm sure you're not kind of just like leaning one way or the other, like totally towards school or college or whatever, and then totally towards, you know, you're managing your time like well and stuff like that. Like it's always interesting the way, because even me say like I've the magazine, the podcast, and college and work and all this, and it's kind of interesting how you like you divide the time, you know, and it shows that you have the ambition for it, and then if you just keep at it, like, you know,
exactly,
because like you can go, like what I find with college is annoying is like you go in and then you'll have to look at other people's work, and the whole class kind of goes through their own work and explains everything. Everybody gives feedback, but that's till lunchtime or something. You're kind of like, oh, I could have been sitting at the laptop like doing stuff for all that time, you know. That's the one annoying thing that I find. But I guess it does always help at the end, but there's like many ways to skin a cat basically, I guess, like but that's what even like the way it's interesting the way you have both sides of the hip hop beats and the electronic stuff. Like, you're obviously like pretty well into it at this stage already. And is that something you're thinking of? Obviously, like keeping up for the foreseeable, like.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like college, I'm sort of indifferent on what I do, but music, 100%. Like I've always been into music. You know, not even just hip hop and electronic, but like on a mix of everything. But 100%. Like if I could make a career out of music, which I don't know, maybe that, maybe it won't. But like I
guess what I'm saying is, like you're doing it the right way of like, even you're not turning it totally off, you know, or you're not turning it totally on. It's like you're playing it well at the moment, you know. Like, because that's what everybody kind of has to start out and figure out. Because you know, you just see people kind of going. Either they have something that has potential and you see them go to college and they kind of throw it all away. Yeah. Or you see them go the other way where it's like something that maybe doesn't have too much potential and they go all in. You know what I mean? It's just interesting the way it works out for some people. Like, but I suppose I know you mentioned Whisper just there. He actually asked on the story thing. He was saying what's coming next after demo.
I don't know. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I really don't know. Like, I am making a lot of weird stuff. I feel like for a demo, I didn't want to make it too avant-garde. I just wanted to make it, you know, sort of, it is literally a demo. It's like, this is what I can do. If you like it, then I have got more music. But I don't know. I just want to sort of take my time and let it happen. Like I feel like with me and producing, it does happen naturally. Yeah. I won't go into a studio and be like, okay, I'm going to make 5-10 beats a day. Yeah. I'll be for 3 summers. Pretty much like, for me, it's like, okay, if I want to make a beat, I'll make one. And if I don't, I'll just go to sleep or something or go for food. I'm not really... Or if
you have inspiration.
Like, and it's not really like a lazy thing. It's like, okay, if I'm pushed, I will. But if I'm not pushed and I try and make beats,
it doesn't.
They're terrible, like, you know what I mean? I'll lose focus after, like, I'll make 8 bars and I'll be like, nah. I'll scrap it. And I feel like that's like really what happened with the start of demo, like back from October to kind of February. I made like hundreds of just like scraps and unreleased stuff, and I was like losing focus. It's kind of like, and then it's kind of only in March where I was like, just relax, like, you know what I mean? Start making it as it comes, and it just happened. But kind of to answer that, I don't know. I would
like, obviously this gig in Soundhouse popped down, but after that I guess you're
just disappear off face the earth.
Exactly. I suppose you're probably looking forward to even like the summer. You probably have so much more free time to actually focus on it and stuff.
As soon as I get the leaving cert done,
exactly,
that's it.
Like, I can only imagine, man. Like the stress, like there was something I was gonna say though. Damn it. This always happens. Damn it. I've totally lost my train of thought there. No, because you kind of just thinking back to the leaving cert just there, I was like, damn. Just how you find it? Stress, like.
It's not like incredibly stress. Yeah. It's kind of just like time consuming. You know what I mean? Like, you'll go to school, I'll do like 3 hours study after, I go home. Yeah. I probably just go to bed. Yeah. Or like, I don't know. I feel like I don't even think I'm like studying yet. Like, I'm still really unfocused, especially with kind of the lead up to demo being in October, starting school in September. It was kind of really stressful in music. It was like, I need to get this out. I don't like, it's like, where's your homework? It's like, I don't care. Like,
exactly.
Like, now it's just kind of like, right, I just...
Do any of your teachers know that you're like producing music? Like, has it ever kind of like any like little weird situations, even like with family and friends? Because like, even our stuff, it always pops up and like, oh, look at this podcast or something. You're like, oh, I don't want to listen to myself talk.
Yeah, once it, like, I remember when I was starting in school, people would start playing my, and they were really bad. People started playing them in school, and I'd be like, oh,
sound.
Stop. Like, at home it's kind of cool because, like, you know, my family share my music. And they're like, it's not really my kind of music, but it's still good. Like, and I'm like, oh, thank you. It's like, it's weird, Marcus, you know, it's just, why don't you just use your real name? I'm like, just thought it sounded cool.
Yeah. Like, is that actually it? Is there any other reason?
People be like, oh, Marcus, what's his crack? It's like, nah, it's Ryan. And they're like, wait, what? It's like, Marcus Woods. I was in my room like 2 years ago. I was like, what name sounds like really cool that I can put out? Marcus Woods. There's no justification. It means nothing. Like, seriously, I just thought it sounded cool. Because people expect this like mad backstory. I just sounded cool.
Just like, Marcus Woods, like.
Yeah, I was kind of weird. I didn't really want to use Ryan Cullen, like, especially kind of going into school. I was kind of like anxious, like people be like, oh, that's Ryan. I'm like, nah, you won't find me. They found me like after a month, so I was like, oh,
that's so interesting. Yeah. And was there any like, was like Marcus came from this TV show? Anything?
Literally, I would tell you, it was sort of like a eureka moment. It was like, funny. Done. Just, I don't know. It sounded cool. I'll go with it. Like
that's so fascinating. No, because it was only because like you kind of scroll down like you have that bio on Insta or on Spotify that you know, and I was like, oh, that's. Because again, I would have just thought I was seeing you popping up on social media and all, and you would just think that was your name.
I wouldn't really expect anyone to kind of go and call me Marcus. I wouldn't it's literally just the music, the name I put the music on there. Like I would never have someone come up and like, oh Marcus, even if I don't know, I'm just like, that's Ryan. Like
no, it is common enough though. Even like Mac Miller, RIP and all. He had like the Larry Fisherman thing for like some of the beats and stuff. Like it seems common enough. Like even for people that have like.
A little pseudonym,
like it's one that people don't even know about. Like, but that is one of I remembered what I was blanked on earlier, raging. Was did you kind of set yourself a date with them or anything? Like, did you know you wanted like? Because I know even like looking at the video for Opaque, like you said, like October, this will make sense, sort of thing. So you obviously had October at some stage, but because I found with the magazine, like it wasn't until I kind of went, all right, here's a date that I like. There was an event that I had to get it done for, and I'd been working on it for like the guts of a year before that, similar to yourself, like 9 months, and it wasn't until like probably the last like 2 months though that like 90% of the work got done, and I always find that I need like a deadline or something to make me like put the hours in,
I'd be like, right, I feel like with Demo it was always sort of like a wintry album. Like if I put it in the middle of summer, it would have been like, nah, it's just like God's
putting it up against Astroworld or something,
No. Yeah, kind of in March, I was like, okay, let's just see where it goes. Let's see what happens. I think August, it was like 99% finished, and I sent it for mastering. And then I was like, right, October the 19th. And then there was one track, and I was like, nah, this is terrible. So I goes to the guy mastering, I was like, can you like swap this around? Swapped it around, and then I just uploaded it, and then October the 19th. Yeah, but it kind of, October was sort of a cool month to do. I was like, it's the start of the winter. It's sort of like a weird dark album.
Exactly,
like, I kind of
it does work. Even like you kind of mentioned the Weekend earlier, the whole like fall time sort of vibe, it does work.
It's a cool aesthetic.
And I suppose just finally, I guess like kind of, obviously you played at the District show. I guess even where did that connection come from? Because we kind of skipped over that even.
District sort of came from Adam again, like Math Man. I remember I put out like this really old beat tape back in April 2017 actually, and he was like, "Yeah, you should fire over the guys at District Magazine." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
So you sent it off to Eric,
and they put an article up, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" And Eric's just sort of looked out for me, and all the lads, like they're an incredible guy, like bunch to have around, and
that was really dope. Like when your album dropped, like there was obviously you were retweeting, like, but man, like so many people had stuff to say. It was real. Whenever someone drops in Ireland, it's like a little celebration, when you see that where everybody's quoting the tweet with the like. Yeah,
the support was like, I was kind of humbled. I was more even shocked. Like even now, like there's still bits coming up, and it's just kind of like, oh my god, like this is. I'm not making, I'm not doing massive numbers like.
Even Hot Press and all as well, like.
Yeah, Hot Press was really weird. I remember I put Shiwi out in May, and Hot Press like did it, and I was like, Hot Press, and I was looking at it like 20 times, I was like. Hot Press. What the hell? It was so cool. Like, but like all my mates sort of supporting it, and even like the guys at Anomaly will say like we'll retweet everyone's stuff. It was honestly incredible to see, and just I was so
good, man. So I guess just send people to kind of like some of your social media and everything. And is there anything actually, just to wrap up? Is there anything you do outside of music or something that, like, I don't know, not that like you want to promote, but like I don't know, is there anything you're like thinking that you might want to do or something in the future?
Well, I've actually started writing a little bit with District. I interviewed SG Lewis actually.
Yeah, dope.
Kind of the writing side, like music journalism, is sort of like it's pretty cool, but it does sound boring at the minute. It kind of is just like solely school work, music, school work. But I'm happy what I'm doing at the minute. Like you know what I mean. But
I just figured it'd be worth asking if there was anything else that like we skipped over, just talking about music for the whole time, like. But like point everyone to like your Instagram and everything like that.
Instagram and Twitter, it's WXXDSY. It's Woodsy. Just even type Marcus Woods and I might pop up, and I might follow you back. I will follow you back.
And who takes all your photographs as well, man? Because there's such a cool aesthetic to them.
Sophia Rudy Kent actually. She took a lot of the photos at Anomaly, and I'm getting her down for the for the Soundhouse gig. She's incredible.
There's a real cool aesthetic.
She works with Anomaly a lot. So I definitely look her up. She's an amazing photographer. And then my mate Kayla Sherry, she took the photo for the album.
Yeah.
It was a weird story actually. I took the photo for the album before, and like it was like an off-guard picture from like last year.
Yeah.
I was like, this sort of suits the vibe. Spotify were like, nah man, your photo's too blurry. Like it was a really blurry photo.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I need to get this done quick. So she shot the cover, so grateful for that.
Yeah. Did you have to reshoot it or did you just have to edit it? Like
pretty much had to like resend it again,
really,
and it just fell on the 19th. It's like brilliant.
Dope.
Yeah, pretty much just whoever kind of turns up, but I think me editing the pictures, I'd sort of put them like negative or just change the color. I just like the aesthetic of that, just real weird and like this is.
No, it does work. Even that was, I don't know if you know like Kevin Knight.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like I kind of was talking to him about like when you see an artist's Instagram or something and it has an aesthetic, it does add like.
It does 100%. Like it'll appeal. Like if you have like kind of, I don't mean to sound really snobby. If their feed is kind of like. You might be a little bit, your music's going to be a bit, but if you have like the aesthetic, you'll be like 100%, I'll check this guy out. It is cool to have an aesthetic that like will coincide with the music you're dropping. It's pretty cool to have.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, the door actually just opened by itself. That was a bit weird. Right, well, before we get haunted, we'll wrap up. Follow Marcus Woods here on all the social medias.
Thank you.
And is there any videos dropping or anything? Any other videos dropping? Anything like that?
Maybe.
Even a few tracks. I saw you were saying there was some throwaways that maybe might drop at some stage. Maybe not.
I was gonna be like a bit but there's actually a remix EP coming out really soon, so I'm not gonna tell you who's on it, but there's if all goes to plan, there's gonna be like 6 really good remixes. None of them even started, but I already know they're gonna be like dope.
That sounds
and then probably like 1 or 2 throwaways, but kind of more just be like, these are my friends, they remix the songs, they're really cool, go follow them. But
no, I can tell that will be dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much,
for coming on.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Talk to you soon, man.